Hey there, Toonami faithful. I'm Blackenfist. Now, there's been some Toonami news recently, and it's going to be about a show that has some past with Toonami. The show is Naruto, and just before I even start talking about what the implications about what Naruto coming to Toonami can mean, it's not a show that I've been fond of recently, and I've been disappointed by it. I was like everyone in the beginning. I was extremely hyped for the show, but vastly disappointed, and it's not one of my top picks to bring on Toonami right now. But regardless of that, it's coming to Toonami. So when I first heard about this, immediately what popped into my head was that Shippuden was coming to Toonami. But Shippuden, when I thought about it, I'm like, Shippuden should be coming to Toonami because that's the one that's running. That's the one that's still running in Japan. So why not put that on Toonami? It never ran on Toonami as well. But then wait a minute, doesn't Disney have some rights to it? So I thought about it, and I'm saying probably not coming into Toonami at all. So completely just disregarded that, and I found out that they're gonna be running the first show like I thought they were because of the rights issue with Disney. And how now, whatever it might mean, they're going to be running it uncut, but keep in mind that when Naruto first ran on Toonami, it did the cuts to the Naruto and the censorship that they did on Naruto when on the first run of it weren't that significant. So for whatever it means, they're going to be running Naruto uncut this time on Toonami, but so you're going to see a little bit more, just a little bit. But what I actually found more interesting than anything on this is what time slot Naruto's taking. Now, obviously right now the most watched show on Toonami is Bleach, okay? And the second most watched time slot is the time slot right after Bleach, okay? And I think the show that's been running right after Bleach is Samurai 7, okay? Now that Casher and Sin... Oh, by the way, now that Casher and Sins is out, they completely moved Samurai 7 back to put Naruto on the front. And I kind of didn't want that. I was hoping that Samurai 7, because it hasn't had as much exposure as Naruto, would have more exposure on the Toonami lineup. I was hoping it would come first and, Naruto back. But some tells me they're not going to do that, considering that Naruto is going to probably generate a lot more views and a lot more attention than Samurai 7 would. So I guess that's the smart thing to do, to put Naruto back to back with Bleach, because the ratings on there are probably going to be the best right there on that 1 hour. But regardless of what I think on this, the best thing I see about this is that the schedule is not staying static. What I said before is that I think that we're in the Moltar era of Toonami again, or a Moltar era because in the Moltar era, everything was Toonami was just an accumulation of shows from other that had already had its run or were pretty old, and they were just reran on Toonami, and it was just a place where they came together. And I'm starting to see that this is more true now. I mean, we've already all seen Naruto, so I've seen so many people talk about they should bring Big O back, they should bring Outlaw Star back, they should bring Dragon Ball back, or Dragon Ball Z, blah 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 blah. They should bring these shows back. Essentially, they're saying bring the shows from the past back. And I have never really supported this because they've had their run, okay? Like, I mean, especially the top-notch shows, they've had too much exposure in the past. I can understand a show that's ran before and never got that much exposure, okay? I can understand a show like Symbiotic Titan being on there for a while, okay? Just for a while, because it never really got that much exposure and it got screwed by the network. I can understand something like that. But when you're talking about, like, big, high-profile shows, I never really supported that. I guess William Street heard something, because they essentially, even though Naruto wasn't one that they brought up a lot, it is a show from the past that they're putting back on there. Regardless, I think that it's gonna probably do well in the ratings. Whether, I don't know how much it will hold up long term, but the thing is with Naruto, it's not a short series. It's not like Casshern Sins. You know, when Casshern Sins, when it ended, I thought that Toonami was just gonna rerun it, just completely rerun it, but they didn't. They completely replaced it, which I think is a good thing, and it's a sign of William Street not wanting to keep things fresh. However, I mean, I doubt they're ever gonna want to get rid of Naruto. Naruto's such a long show, and it's probably gonna be such a ratings kill. So, you know, it's probably, Naruto's probably gonna be on there for a while, along with Bleach, on that Toonami lineup. That's my guess, anyway. But I really think that William Street has to be commended here a little bit, because regardless of what you think, the Toonami lineup has just been changing. It's been changing like every couple weeks. They change the lineup. They change a new show. When the show is done running, they completely remove it, like with Casshern Sins. I thought they were going to rerun it, but they didn't. They didn't want to rerun it. So I have to commend them. I mean, and there's another show that also came on there, which was Inuyasha, and I was at first a little put off by this. I mean you're going to run Inuyasha on there, but I'm glad that it got the back seat, man. People were just... so many people bitched about Inuyasha coming onto Toonami, but I'm glad that it turned out the way it did. I mean, it's on there, but it's on there like at 2 a.m. and that's at my time, and the Eastern time it's like 3 a.m. so it's in like the back, and I'm glad. Okay, so I'm glad, like, whatever, maybe we can change that time slot later on, but that wasn't a big deal as it was. But regardless, William Street is changing that lineup all the time, and they have to be commended for that. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, of course they could do better, but and they can't satisfy everyone, because hell no they can't. But the fact that William Street is changing the Toonami lineup every single couple weeks, literally, is telling me that they're trying to satisfy as many people as possible. I eventually want to do a review of like how Toonami did this year. You know, how exactly, you know, good they did this year. And next year, I really do expect a lot more of Toonami. I expect a lot more shows that, you know, we weren't seeing coming. A lot more shows that we haven't seen before. Or at least on American television. That's all I want to say on that. But, yeah. Overall, I think this is going to probably be good for Toonami. It's definitely going to be good for Toonami in the short term to have Naruto on there. In the long term, we have to see. But it's probably going to be good in the long term too, but I'm not sure about that. Definitely good in the short term. And I'm liking the fact that William Street is not keeping the lineup static, and they're changing it up every couple weeks. No matter what, we're seeing every couple weeks change of the Toonami lineup. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. I do plan to do a lot more non-Toonami related videos. I'm planning on doing another video with editing and all that. Here's some notes on it. You know, it's gonna, just a hint, it's gonna be a type of video like I did, like the top Dragon Ball movies video. It's gonna be another video like that. So if you like that type of video, then I guess you're gonna really like, this one, because it's going to be essentially another type of video like that. And I hope that you guys enjoy it and all that, and please look forward to it. But as always, I'm Blackenfist. Stay gold.